and welcome this evening to our presentation of Peer Mentor Panel, special guest from Advocates in Action, Rhode Island. Again, my name is Sharon, and I am the project manager for the program, Self-Directed Support Program at Ripen. And I'm going to turn it over to Jane, and she's going to review just a few slides. Actually, I'm going to give it to Olga first, in case we have any of our Spanish speakers in the audience this evening. We're going to let you know how you can read captioning in Spanish. Olga?
Yes, thank you. Good evening. My name is Olga Hos, and I'm the Bilingual Support Coordinator. We're gonna show how you can translate, from English to Spanish to better understand the webinar today. Por eso vamos a usar la interpretación de idiomas. Tienen que hacer un clic en el icono de interpretación. Después seleccionan Spanish. Después de seleccionar español, hagan clic para estar mute para el audio original. Now I'm going to send in English. To use the interpretation for the language, we're going to click on the icon for the interpretation. Then we're going to select Spanish. After you select Spanish, you're going to do click and you're going to be mute for the original audio. Thank you. Now I'm going to pass to Shane.
Okay, thanks, Olga. I'm Jane. I'm one of the support navigators in the Self-Directed Support Program. I just want to tell you a little bit about Ripen. It is an independent 501c3 nonprofit organization. We use the peer professional model, which means personally we have navigated different systems. We help Rhode Islanders of all ages, abilities, and backgrounds navigate healthcare, education, healthy aging, and other support systems and complex systems. So what is self-direction? Self-direction is a service model for adults with intellectual disabilities or developmental disabilities. People need to be found eligible for funding from behavioral healthcare, developmental disabilities, and hospitals, which is BHDDH, and that's what we'll refer to it moving forward. Self-direction allows the person to basically manage their own budgets, hire their own staff, and create their own program using their priorities. About Ripen's Self-Directed Support Program. Our goal is to support folks in guiding and using the different system and supports available. We do this through training, sharing resources, peer support, referrals, and collaborating with other agencies. Okay, and next I am going to send this over to Michelle from Advocates in Action.
Michelle, before you get started, Sue, can we highlight the interpreters, the ASL interpreter? I don't see her spotlit. Thank you.
Are we good? You're good. All right.
You're all set, Michelle. Go right ahead.
All right. Hi, I'm Michelle White. I'm from Advocates in Action, and we're really excited to be here today. You're not really going to hear much from me. I'm just here to introduce the amazing team that we have, the panelists that we have today that self-direct their services. But Ripen asked us to give a few words about who Advocates in Action is. So we put together these bullets to kind of give an idea of what we do and who we are. We are a statewide self-advocacy organization. It's really funny because we get questions a lot asking us to advocate, but our name is very deceiving. We do not advocate. We empower others to advocate for themselves, self-advocacy. So we empower people with developmental disabilities to speak up for themselves and for others. We raise awareness about disability issues in the community, and we help people just become aware of resources that are out there to be in control of their own lives. So we help to create some of those resources, but we also help people, we point people in the right direction so that they can live the life that they want to live. So without further ado, I think I'm going to now introduce the panelists. And here are our panelists. There are 5 of them today. They all self-direct. So we're going to hear from Andrew Whalen. We're going to hear from Kelly Donovan, Keith Wilcox, Deanne Gagney, and Joe McCarthy. So I think we're going to start off, am I right, Laura, with the first question? You're going to take it from here?
I'm taking it from here. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Laura McGreevy, and I'm a support navigator at Ripen in the Self-Direction program. I'm going to start by calling on each person on our panel and asking them a little about themselves and why they are here. So we're going to start with Andrew first.
Hello, my name is Andrew Whalen, and I've been self-directing for about the past 8 years, and I also work as a peer resource specialist at Advocates in Action RI. I got involved with ANA through the Groden Center Therapeutic Job Club. They recommended me to ANA, and the rest is pretty much history after that. And I think I pretty much decided I wanted to self-direct through Advocates in Action RI. They told me self-direction was the way to go for me, and that's what I did. Thank you.
Nice. Kelly, what would you say about why you're here today?
Hello, my name is Kelly Donovan, and I am also a peer resource specialist at Advocates in Action Rhode Island. And I've been doing self-direction since I was in high school. I started at 14, took a break at 17, then started back up again at 19, and I've been doing and transitioned into the adult world, and I've been doing it ever since. And I got involved with Advocates in Action because I was recommended through someone at Ripen that I joined the leadership class series, and I happened to have another job that they ended up losing funding, and they ended up having to lay people off. And Advocates in Action, they happened to be interested in hiring me, and I've been with them for 7 years.
Nice. Okay, thank you, Kelly. Keith, you're up next. What's up? Why are you who are you and why are you here today?
I'm Keith Wilcox. I'm the president of Advocates in Action. And I joined Self-Direct February be 2 years.
Okay. Anything else you'd like to share about yourself before we move on?
No, that's all right. No.
Okay, good. Thank you. All right, Deanne. Hello. Oh, you're muted.
Me?
Yeah, I guess
Oh,
it would help
Deanne.
if I was unmuted, right? Hi Laura, how are you?
Oh, good. How are you?
Good. My name is Deanne Gagney, and I have been doing self-directed for 15 years. It'll be 15 years in January. I figured it out today. And I've been with I am the self-advocacy coordinator of Advocates in Action, and have been since pretty much the day it started. So I've been with Advocates in Action for 20 plus years now. And the reason why I did self-directed was I really wanted it to be more flexible for me. Thank you.
You're welcome. And last but not least is Joe. Who
Hi
are
everyone.
you and why are you here?
Sorry. Hi everyone.
No
My name is
problem.
Joe. I want to help other people with disabilities that they can make a difference in what they do if they put their mind to it. I have self-directed program. I want to help other people understand what self-directed is and what self-directed program is.
That's great, Joe. Do you have anything you'd like to add, or do you want me to move on?
I've been doing I'm doing self-direction for this is my first year, so I've been trying to do it long. Hopefully I do it well.
I'm sure you will. That's awesome. Okay, we're on to the next question. Andrew, we'll start with you. What do you like the most about your everyday life doing self-direction?
Well, my life self-directing, I like the fact that I have pretty much full control over it. The fact that I'm in charge, I know what I want to do, that kind of thing, you know? The fact that I don't have anyone else who has too much control over me, if you know what I mean.
You're the boss of your own life, right?
Yeah, while my family members can't give me advice, I've
Of
made it
course.
clear the final word is mine. Thank you.
You're welcome. Kelly, what about you? What do you like the most?
What I like most about my everyday life self-directing is how flexible it is, so I can choose what works out best for both me and my direct support worker, and I get to choose our schedule and the things that I can get done, and I choose how I live my life.
And Keith, what do you like the most?
Well, like you're the boss of your own life and you live it how you want to.
I think I stole your line.
Yes, you did this time, but that's all right.
I knew it sounded familiar.
I know, right? That's okay though.
I won't do that next time.
Feel free.
Deanne, what about you? What do you like the most about your life self-directing?
I think besides what you just heard, having a flexible, being flexible and knowing who's coming in. That's actually the best part. Besides, like choosing what you want to do, and what you want to do for the day and what you need to do. But also it's about knowing who's coming in your home because you hired them, so you already know who's coming in and you get to really build a rapport and I like that. I like the consistency.
Yeah, with your staff, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Direct support professional, for those that don't know that acronym.
Yeah.
And then Joe, what about you? What do you like?
I like that I can get out of the house and do activities, going on walks, to go to a soup kitchen and helping the homeless give out the meals.
That's great. Sounds like you like to do community service, huh?
I do like doing community service.
Nice. Anything else you want to share? You good?
I'm good.
Okay, next slide. What is one thing you wish you knew about self-direction before you started? Let's hear from Andrew first.
All right. I wish I had known before I started how hard it would be to hire staff. And it's especially difficult now post-COVID, now that there are a lot less staff people or prospective staff people out there than there used to be prior to the onset of the pandemic.
Okay. And Kelly, what do you
I
think
wish
you
I
wish
knew
you
that how difficult the hiring process could be and that you need to make sure that you hire not just one person to work with you, because if one person's out, you do need to call backup, and if you don't have a consistent backup, then you're short out of luck.
Yeah, that's a good thing to think about when you start. For sure.
I had a worker who worked with me for 10 years, but she had to retire early for health reasons, and I went a few months without a worker, and it was not fun.
Doesn't sound like it. All right, and Keith, what about you? What would have been helpful for you when you started as someone?
Like how to start it all and make
Okay.
sure you have everything lined up. So make sure all your ducks are in a row.
Okay, you don't have to answer this, but can you give more of an example of like something like with your
Like,
ducks in a row? What that means?
sure you have all the paperwork done and who you're going with through the what agent fiscal intermediary you're going with and how to do it all.
That sounds like a good answer. Yeah, awesome. Deanne, what about you?
I would I would say that it's the hiring process. It's also the application process. It's the ins and outs of the fiscal intermediary and how every fiscal intermediary is different. And so understanding that every fiscal intermediary is different and how they do things, that would have been helpful as well. But I think the number one thing is staff. If I'd have known it was going to be harder than what it is, I still would have done it, but I really wish us, even though you hear the words train and hire, and it doesn't really hit you until you're actually in it. How hard that could be.
Right. Yeah, sounds hard.
And
That's a common answer.
and the application process, with my fiscal intermediary is like a book. So, trying to navigate that as well.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you, Dan.
you're welcome.
Joe, what do you wish you knew before you started?
I started a long time ago with my staff over 17 years ago. I wish I knew better ways of finding support staff.
Okay. Good answer. We're going to move on to the next question. Andrew, you'll start us off. What do you suggest to others who are looking to self-direct their services?
Well, I would suggest 3 things. First of all, be persistent. Don't just give up because you either haven't been able to hire a staff or have had a couple of bad staffs. Keep up the work to try and find the staff that is compatible with you, that works well with you. Second, be flexible. As much as you are the boss and it's all about you, you also have to be mindful that your staff is not going to be around 100% of the time. You may need to make allowances for their schedules and things that they have to do in their lives. And 3 is, I'm trying to remember what I was going to say for 3. Yeah.
No problem. It happens to me too.
I knew them. Yeah, 3. 3. Oh God, I can't remember. I'm sorry.
Okay, if you think about it, let us know. Or you can type it in the chat or whatever you want to do, okay?
All right.
Maybe next time you'll remember it when we come back to you. Okay, and Kelly, what about you? What would you suggest to other people?
Networking is your best friend. Like, make sure that if you're looking for staff or people who want to work with you, sit down with your support circle and look for people who you think would be a good fit, and also do your research about which fiscal intermediary or that means the people that help you with the funding, like say Fogarty, Options, Perspectives, etc., and ask them and figure out like which one's the best fit for you, and also reach out to your friends and see if they have any recommendation. No one person is an island.
Mhm.
Kelly, what would you ask your friends? Can you elaborate on that?
Ask your friends if they know any people who would be a good fit to work for you, or their recommendations for certain fiscal intermediaries slash agencies.
So your friends that also do self-direction.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Keith, what would be your suggestion to people looking to do self-direction?
Kelly took mine actually.
Oh no.
Sorry.
Yeah, sure you have something.
Just like at the conference, though. That's all right, Kelly.
So say it in your own words.
Yeah, I get. Just make sure you do your homework.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good. Like what you said earlier, right?
Yep.
Find out what's involved in self-direction.
Yes. All that good stuff.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you. Dan?
So I would say two things. One is to really think about what kind of support you need and put it in writing. And that way you could show people what you expect from them. That would be the first suggestion. The second suggestion would be that you have a backup system. So if somebody can't come in, it goes back to what Kelly was saying earlier, I think, that you have more than one person that you can rely on. So whether it's staff or whether it's people that are just gonna work for you as a sub, whatever that looks like, just make sure you have a backup plan.
That's a great answer. What would you say, Joe, is your advice to others?
I suggest that if you like to have fun in your community, like hang out with someone doing whatever you want to do that is related to your program or plan, is say go for it. I like also having a flexibility to decide what and when I do things.
Joe, I know you had said something when we practiced about how you found one of your staff. Do you feel comfortable sharing that?
Yeah, I can share it. That's fine.
That's a really cool answer.
I met my staff that I used to hang out when I used to go to school in high school, and I recently reconnected. And then I saw him at the library, walking in the library. I helped him out of the woods walking. And we exchanged numbers, and then he became my staff after that, and we became best friends since then.
That's awesome. Such a cool story of how you can use people you know to become your staff and be your support.
Yes.
All right. Next question. What is one thing you do with your life now that you could not do if you were not self-directing? Andrew, what do you think that would be?
I think it would be getting out of my house and into the community. I don't think I could do it near as much as I do now if I wasn't self-directing, because I'd probably be eating up a good chunk of my budget doing that with Uber or something of that nature.
Gotcha. Okay, so you're saying, let me make sure I understand. You're saying that the staff you have is able to help you get around to the community? Is that what you mean?
Well, they're able to help me get out into the community and do things out in the community.
Right. Okay.
And I couldn't do that without worrying about how much money is in my wallet and how much I'm gonna owe later for these Ubers I would have to take otherwise to get to those places.
Got it. Okay, thank you. What about you, Kelly? What wouldn't you be able to do if you weren't self-directing, if you could think of that?
Like Andrew, I wouldn't be able to leave my neighborhood. I could leave my house, but I wouldn't be able to leave my neighborhood to get any errands done or be fully integrated into the community. And in general, as a person, if I didn't self-direct starting at age 19, I don't think I would be the person I am today because my support staff have helped me to grow into a professional, mature, and strong individual, more understanding of the world, and I am so grateful for that. Much love to you, Evelyn and Karen.
That's awesome. It's so good to hear how much of a difference people's staff make in their lives. Keith, what about you?
Just getting out in the community and meeting new friends. If you didn't have self-direct, a lot of people wouldn't be able to. They'll be stuck at home.
Yeah.
Just watching TV and playing games.
Maybe.
Yep.
Okay. What about you, Dan?
I think it's all that, but I also think that one of the things that I have been able to do with self-direct is kind of decide what I want to do for my day, and then having the staff to do that. I love agencies, but I know that the agency I was with, they were short staffed and they meant well, but sometimes I didn't get to do the things I wanted to do because they didn't have the staff to do that. So I am really thankful for self-directed in the fact that I can choose what I want to do with my day. And
So
I have
you
this,
believe in, oh, sorry.
I was just gonna say, and I have the staff to do it.
Yeah, and it's more personalized to you, right?
Right. Exactly.
Gotcha. That's awesome. Joe, what do you think you couldn't do if you weren't self-directing?
Meet more people and become more independent.
Great answer. Okay, we're almost done. One more question, then we can open it up to everyone else to ask you things. As someone who self-directs, what is the most useful tip you can share about making your life successful? Andrew?
I would say that probably the most useful tip I can share about making my life successful is being open to doing new things, meeting new people, maybe being open to new ideas as well, because self-direction, when you do it, will probably attract these things. In fact, I'd say it's inevitable that it will attract new ideas, thoughts, people, new concepts to you, because I would say everybody's different. I mean, you meet one person and you've met exactly one person, whether they have a disability or not. So
That's a really great answer, Andrew. Thank you. What about you, Kelly?
So, for those who self-direct, if there are goals you want to get done in your life or different things you want to try in your life, don't be hesitant to do them. Do sit down with your support team or people who are with you on your individual support plan team and go do research about something you'd like to try like getting a new job or career in a certain line of work, or skydiving, or a new hobby, and also be involved with the community, and look through the resources in your community, like libraries, to see what events there are and get involved, so to help enrich your life, live your life to the fullest.
Kelly, I have a question for you. Have you gone skydiving?
No, that's something I would have done as a kid, but at my age, it's terrifying. I know someone who wanted to go skydiving.
And then I know I have one more follow-up question for you. I had heard you before talking about the list of what you want to do and what you need to do. Can you explain that a little more? Do you remember that?
Who, me?
Yeah, you had said like making the list of your wants and needs.
Knowing
Like
the
the
difference
things.
between the two. Like, for example, for me, my needs would be to figure out when my next doctor appointments are, making sure that I eat healthy and go to the gym on a consistent basis, while my wants would be like going to the library or the movies, or hanging out with friends and socializing. And it's good, yeah, it's always good to organize what you want to do and what you need to do.
Right, that's a really good thing to know the difference.
Planning is important.
Right. Okay, Keith, it's your turn. What makes your life successful?
Just being out in community, go and get jobs on your own if you had to. Being out there.
Be out there?
Yeah, meet new friends. Be active in the community.
Yep, that's how you meet people and have a fulfilling life, right?
Yep.
Okay. Dan.
So, what makes my life successful? I think it's I I think it's just being able to live my life. I work, I go to, hang out with friends. I I make sure that I do what I need to do to stay healthy. I think it's just about, for me, it's just about what I want to do. And like the community around me, the friends I have, the people I meet. I think that just helps me to be successful.
Knowing the right people and having people that really care about you in your corner, right?
Right, but also knowing that, what I'm gonna do is gonna make a difference for me. And that's what's gonna make it successful for me. That's what's gonna make me wanna get up in the morning and do what I need to do.
Gotcha. Okay, Joe, you're up last but not least. What is your most useful tip that you can share about making your life successful?
Keep at it, never give up. If you say you can do it, you can.
Awesome. A good way to end our questions that we already have, but let's also ask the people that are here today in the audience. Gonna have Sharon help moderate this.
Yes, thank you, Laura. Great answers. So if you have any questions, I would like you to either raise your hand or put them in the chat and we will call on you. I don't see anything right now, but I do have a question. I would like to know, where are some of your favorite places to go in Rhode Island with your staff, and what do you like to do because you can self-direct? I'll go in order. So Andrew, where do you like to go?
Well, in my case, I would say that there was time before they left that I like to go to McCoy Stadium for Paw Sox games. But as you heard, they've recently left, and I haven't been able to do that much anymore.
Okay. Do you like, if you had a choice between going to the movies or going to the library, which one would you choose with your staff?
Me, I would probably choose the movies.
Me too.
Mhm.
There's a
And
lot of good
hopefully-
movies out right now.
Hopefully there are good movies out when I decide I want to go. So
Yes. Awesome. How about you, Kelly? Where do you and your staff like to go in the community?
I like to go to the library. I like to go to the gym. I like to go swimming at the gym. I like to go to to restaurants like my local crepe place and to get sushi. I like to go shopping, but I don't go shopping as much right now because it's Christmas and the holidays are coming, and to do whatever errands need be and go for walks and explore different libraries and different museums.
Excellent. You're a busy girl.
Thank you.
Sharon,
about
can
you?
I jump in? Can I
Yes,
jump
of
in the
course.
middle of everybody
Absolutely.
here? Because Jeff Christie was on the last panel that we did with Ripen. In the
Mm-hmm.
course of conversation with him when we did the self-direct peer mentor training, and this is the difference between an agency-based services and self-directed, was someone told him that they started a new agency and they get to go bowling on Friday mornings. And Jeff likes bowling. And he said to that person, "Oh, that's great. As self-directed, I get to go Saturday night with my staff." So, you don't have to go on a Friday morning.
And go rock and
That's the
bowl.
only option. You can go whenever you want, right? You go on
Yeah.
a Saturday night. So that's the difference. I just
What
wanted
a
to put that in
great
there.
example. Thank you, Michelle. Keith, where do you like to go?
Well, to sporting events like the Bruins, the Paw Sox when they were at McCoy. I had flex tickets.
Nice. Do you do any sports yourself?
I'm in the Special Olympics.
Special Olympics.
Yeah,
Yep.
powerlifting, basketball.
Excellent. That's great. Let's see, who was next? Deanne, I think you were
Yes.
next. Can you give us some examples of what you and your staff like to do?
Yeah, so I love to go to the gym. That's one of my things. I also like to hang out with friends and go to paint night. So my
Mhm.
staff is there, but there are other people involved in it. So, and my favorite is actually paint and velo. So like
There you go.
gotta say it. But those are things that I like to do. Hang out. Usually I love paint night because for someone that can't paint, they make it look so easy that I'm able to actually when I'm done, it actually looks like a picture.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I didn't get that gene either.
Yeah.
I love it. That's awesome.
I'm really
And
good at stick people, but not
yeah,
like
right. That's awesome. Thank you for sharing. How about you, Joe? What do you like to do in the community?
I like go to the YMCA. I like going to Special Olympics. I like going to the library. I like doing walks at the library. Also going for walks around Providence.
Excellent. That's nice that we're in a small state. You just got to pack a snack to go over the bridge. That's the only thing you need.
I totally agree.
Jane, do we have any questions in the chat?
I'm gonna let you answer. Olivia has her hand up, and then
Okay.
Go ahead. Thanks, Sharon.
Sure. Olivia?
Hi everybody. Bear with me because I've been fighting a cold for like 2 days and I did not want to go into work today, and then I completely forgot that I had this webinar and I was like, huh. So, I remember somebody, I can't remember their name, of course, but somebody on here had said that the hiring process. So would you, like, because I'm new here and I just moved, would you say it was harder hiring the second person? Like if the first person wasn't able to help you, do you think it was harder or easier to hire the first person or the second person? If that makes sense.
Do any of our panelists want to take that? I'm gonna have to call on someone.
Andrew.
Andrew.
Andrew?
Yeah, I will say that in my experience, I think that the difficulty level with the first person versus the second was probably even. I think it was simply a matter of learning from the experience I had with the first person, and then learning from the experience with the second person as to what didn't work with either of those two when I moved on to the third. So I think it's just figuring out from your experience with your first staff what worked, what didn't, and what you would change if you could the next time around.
Right. And this is Deanne. Um, I think if you're looking for multiple staff, I don't think I don't think it gets easier there. I think it's about the same. But as Andrew said, what I do is I kind of learned from the last time. So I actually have a list of like people that might have applied but didn't show up, or people that applied but it didn't work out. So that that I could then look at that and be like, okay, this person already applied, so I'm gonna either, not um not do that again, or I'm gonna figure out another way that I could better explain what I need. I think the key is not only being able to hire people, but as I said before, letting people know what you need. And what I found is that if I write down what my needs are, and it almost looks like a job description, and then they can see it for themselves and decide if it's something they really want to do.
That's a great answer. Thank you. And we know that you have comes from a lot of experience, that answer, Deanne. So thank you.
A lot of years.
Go ahead, Joe.
I also got something I want to say. You could also hire family members like your mom or your dad. You don't have to actually have like you could. That'd be awesome if you could have friends as well. But if you're not comfortable right away, you can have your family members be your support staff as well.
Right. Thank you. Anybody else on the
Kelly
panel want to
had
help?
her hand up.
With
Who?
me,
Oh, Kelly. Thank you.
honestly, the first time around for my worker who was with me, that was easy as she was one of those workers who was there for a long time and was my main worker. And I had two other workers who that came naturally. I ended up hiring some family members, which was easy because, I had to do it because of the pandemic. And but then when I lost Karen and I was looking for another main worker, it was a hassle finding a lot of people because a lot of the people who were interested were busy and they had some stuff going on. So it's a very much case by case basis. And
Thank
hiring
you.
the family members, that's definitely different as usually, unless if your family members work at a day program that you go to, usually they don't. So you can hire your own family members with the same agency that you have the fiscal intermediary from, like that give you the budget stuff and the whatnot.
Thank you. All right. Do we have any other hands up?
I don't see any
No?
hands.
Okay,
Don't know, Sharon, if you wanted to just some of those questions that were in there, which Vibes answered very well, but just it was you know, what's the alternative to self-direction? Which she had said, you know, an agency based. So I didn't
right.
know if
Or
you
you
wanna.
can always do blended as well. So,
Thank you.
was that Jan that asked that? So
Yes.
when you're choosing your services, you can choose traditional agency, you can choose self-direction, or you can do a blend of both, which is a little agency and a little bit of self-direction. And the best person to speak to would be your social worker or conflict-free case manager from the state agency BHDDH, which I believe we have already defined what that is.
Okay, and there was a little confusion about supported decision making, which they had said, you know, that has to do with guardianship. Self-direction is
supported decision making is when you use a team of people to help you collect the information, but the individual with the disability continues to be able to make all the decisions. They just use a network of people to help them understand and to make the best decisions.
And let's see. Yes, I think that's, and then someone had said hiring a family member is a huge difference from agency services, right? Question mark. I kind of feel like staff in self-direction is completely different than, you know, staff in an agency. And that's it in there, Sharon.
Okay.
And let me just take a peek in the hands.
Sure. Do we have any other questions?
These are great questions. Everything is amazing.
Do any of our panelists have anything else they'd like to share before we move on? Nope. Okay. Well, thank you everybody for joining us. We're heading into the holidays, so our team is going to take a little bit of a break, and we'll be back at our webinars. Starting on January 28th of 2025, and we don't have a registration link yet for it. And actually, I'm going to turn it over to Sue Donovan, our director, and she's going to give us just a brief overview of what this is going to be about in January. Sue?
Thank you, Sharon. Yes, as Sharon said, we are, as we transition into 2025, we're going into our new computer system for our registrations. So registrations for our 2025 webinars will be available in January. You'll be able to register online. And of course, you'll be getting, you know, an email or a constant contact from us when we send out the newsletter. At the end of January, on this Work Pays, this is an introduction to youth Social Security, supplemental security income work incentives. So these are work incentives are ways that you can work without affecting your benefits. And this particular series, that evening will be focused on school age students. So up to age 22, 16 to 22, that's what it'll be focused on. There's a lot of research out there about the benefits of getting employed, trying different jobs, and jobs that pay money before you leave high school. And for individuals with disabilities who actually have 2 or more employment opportunities before graduating from high school, they have better long-term outcomes for employment and earning money. So join us at the end of January. Share this with your friends, your teachers, your high school buddies, and invite them. So this will be interesting. And then we'll move into we've got quite the lineup. As we said, January 28th is our work incentives for youth that are still in school. On February 25th, we'll have our self-direction connection, which is like a networking meeting, and we'll do that virtually, so online. And we'll have different breakout rooms for consumers, family members, direct support professionals. So that's always fun. We did this last year as well, and that was a great evening. On March 25th, you'll be able to meet the communications team from BHDDH. We've got friends from communications and training, and we're going to learn about their new roles and what they're doing and how we can connect with them. And then in April, on April 26th, which is a Saturday, we're going to be offering a hybrid meeting, and we'll be at Ripon at 300 Jefferson Boulevard. And we will also have a hybrid option if people want to Zoom in online. And we're going to share a self-directed toolkit. And that toolkit is going to include resources, sample job postings, templates, sample forms that you can use for tracking time or information. And that will, like I said, that'll be in person at Ripon at 10 a.m. on a Saturday morning. And we'll also have a Zoom in option for folks that can't travel. On May 20th, we are going to embrace Mental Health Awareness Month. That will be a panel with mental health supports for consumers with intellectual developmental disabilities. And then we are busy at Ripon planning for June in-person fun events. And I have a feeling that you'll probably be getting a survey from the team on what things that you like to do and how you want to do it. So we look forward to working with everyone and seeing you soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Sue. And if anybody has a camera, they can scan that QR code on this page and you will come up with the calendar that Sue just reviewed for us. If you'd like to go back and visit any of our webinars that have been recorded in the past, our team has now been recording over a year now. We would invite you to check out our webpage, and I believe Jane has put that in the chat for us. And we would love to hear your feedback. Here at Ripon, we're always listening to our consumers and our family members and shifting our program focus based on the needs of the community. What is the community in self-direction asking for? So if you guys could take a few minutes to fill out this survey for us, we would really appreciate it. And I believe that Jane will also drop that in the chat for everybody. And this is just our contact information. Our self-directed support at ripon.org is an email for our team, or you can reach us by phone at 401-270-0101 between the hours of 8 and 5, Monday through Friday. Thank you, everybody, for joining us this evening. We hope that you learned some information. A special thank you to all of our enlightened panelists and Michelle from Advocates in Action, Rhode Island. And we hope you have a great night and a happy holiday. Thank you, everybody.